so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes had bright stars through the pale morning skies. For the ramparts we watched were so bare and glistening, and the rockets rattling, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, send us that star-spangled banner and wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We know the story, 22 soldiers, veterans, brothers, sisters, killed themselves, and that number may be even greater, but that's the number we're using. That's nearly 8,000 a year. That's way too much. So people ask me every day, what can I do to help? How can I help? We're doing it now. We're walking, we're talking about it, we're spreading the word, we're raising money, and we're building a retreat out in Kentucky. If you haven't seen it, you haven't understood it, please go online and check it out. It's amazing. We'll be heading out there again in August. Rusty was down there a couple months ago and came back with some unbelievable stories.
Amazing.
Please, please, please continue to talk about this and raise.
September 27th, 2010, I knew that there was going to be a knock on my door. And what was said to me was, the United States government regrets to inform you that your son, Sergeant Michael T. Franklin, was killed by multiple gunfire at 119. I went down and I came up another person. My son was in the middle of an episode. He had post-traumatic stress. I tried to give Michael help. In April of 2010, Michael had a gun to his head. He called me, he told me he loved me and not to forget it. And I called everybody down in Fort Hood, Texas, to try to get him help. And finally a minister sent the police over there. They took the gun from Michael, they took Michael in, and the next day they gave him back that gun. The next day they gave him back that gun. And I tried calling everybody and their brother to try to get him help. And the only thing I heard was he was over 18 and he could make choices of his own. Nobody wanted to hear me. In July, Michael called me and asked me to stop calling because I was going to get him in trouble because I kept calling and trying to talk to me. Michael came home in August and it was great. 3 weeks later, he was dead. When doors used to bang or slam, Michael used to have episodes. You could see it in his eyes. He wasn't the same. September 27th, he had an episode. And he shot his wife. When he came out of that episode, he realized what he did, and he put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger. I went through reports after reports. I even looked at autopsy pictures because they came back to me the next day and said it was a suicide. How can you go from being shot multiple times to a suicide? It was a suicide. When he came back and he realized what he had done to Jesse, he took his own life. The service found him deemed in the line of service because he did have post-traumatic stress, and they realized that. They realized it too late. And since he's been gone, I will talk. I will do whatever I can to make sure that it doesn't happen to another soldier. The military didn't listen to me. My son and his wife are gone. I will talk to anybody that will listen to me. I will walk, I will run, I will drive, I will do whatever it takes to save one soldier from what my Michael had to go through. one parent having that knock come to your door. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today, because what you're doing is not lost on people. You guys are going to end up helping one soldier, one family, not go through the pain and agony of a suicide, because you always wonder if there's something that you could have done a little bit differently that would have saved their lives. The military dropped the ball on my son and then had the nerve to say, I'm sorry. You guys here today make it better for me, because I see that his death was not in vain. It was not in vain. The 5 years that he did over in Iraq, the 5 years that he did being total in Iraq were not in vain. I want to thank you all for being here. All you guys rock. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to take that number down from 22 a day to 0.